I met a gypsy.
Who was the toughest competitor?
It's funny, the years that I won, I didn't actually feel like any of them were tough. Everts was a fierce competitor, but I had him whooped before I got to the start line. The 2 years I beat him, that I raced head to head on him.
What would you do that beat him, you think? Just your general demeanor?
Yeah, I mean, but I was like, I would say the carefree spirit, I was in his head big time. And in many different aspects that I would do, like try to pick up on his girlfriends. And we lived in Belgium, so the media was always pitting us against each other. So like every week he's like, I'm going to annihilate Albertine, and then on the Monday comes out the report, he got lucky again, something like that. So I'd kind of play into that a bit, and I think a lot of it was just in the paddock and the way I kind of forget you, I'm going to smoke you, that kind of thing. Like they're very stoic and serious, and
just rattled him
big time. I mean, listen, that guy, natural talent on a bike was magnificent, absolutely magnificent.
Dude, you go back and watch 03, 04, when he was on the Yamaha. And, dude, watch it now.
Beautiful.
You're watching Jet.
Yeah.
You're watching Kenny.
Yeah.
Like he was just beautiful.
The difference, I think, is Everts had his boundary that he would go to, and he'd never go beyond that.
Yeah.
And that's where I would beat him. I was willing to hang it out that much more and just freaking stuff it in on him or whatever. I think Jet has that ability where he can up that game. I mean, he is
at any time.
At any time. I don't think I've seen an individual as gifted on a motorcycle in my entire life. It's magnificent to watch. I mean, his reaction, like he can get kicked so gnarly and reacts before the bike has even done it. He's like compensated for it, which is phenomenal. I mean, that's how most guys get stung, right? They get kicked and they're like, whoa, and it's too late. He just like changes his body positioning so quick.
Did you see at SMX in Vegas? Did you watch it?
I did.
Remember 3 laps to go, and he's going through that left-hander, and they were all railing the outside, and it was kind of in like the dark bit, and he was standing up, and the front tucked.
Yes.
And dude, his bars almost drag on the ground. Like the boys that work for me and edit, like they sent me the video, and they were just like, they slowed it down frame by frame. And they're like,
and he didn't even phase.
How?
Yeah.
We're all just frame by frame by frame by frame.
Yeah.
And he didn't even lose a tenth.
Yeah, and he probably just sort of like boop, right up. And that's why I say his reaction time is quicker than anybody I know.
It's unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, phenomenal.
And you know what's crazy? He's been like that forever.
Really?
Man, watching him ride a 65, because we grew up like we did the same races. Like, so when I was probably like a late seniors, not very good, but we'd go to the same.
But
the
between you and him, you have a bunch of championships, right?
He just has a few more, but combined it's a lot. But man, even on a 65, you could just look at him and be like, that dude is going to be the best rider in the world.
Amazing.
Which I've never seen that out of anybody else. And everybody knew it. Everybody around. They were like, if that kid keeps riding, he's going to be the best in the world. But yeah, and that, like, I can't remember if it was this year or last year at Southwick. But you remember, you kind of come onto after you've kind of come around the mechanics area, and it's got those big rollers. And then you're like landing in the hole, and then you're airing out the rollers. Dude, the speed that he was able to carry, and it was right, that comes off the start. And it was either on the first or the second lap. And, dude, he put down for one straightaway, like if he put a lap together going the speed that he went on that straightaway, the intensity and the ferocity that he attacked the track, bro, he's probably doing like 4 seconds a lap faster than anybody else.
Unbelievable.
But it's crazy because I think James had a lot of that.
He did.
But he would do it the whole moto until he didn't.
Till
and
it grenaded,
is just, and I think that's one of the reasons people think he's boring to watch. He just won't give you that. He does what Everts does, plus what James does.
Yeah, but also when he needs to.
Only when he needs to.
Like you'll see him riding around in fifth for a while, and you're like, and then all of a sudden when he needs to, he wakes it up, boom, 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 he's in the front. Yeah, brilliant. Again, I mean, being the best racer in the world is so much more than just speed, right? You got to put it on when you want to, when you need to, tone it down when you can, and then just make it happen.
And some guys like you, it's interesting what you said about Everts, like he just kind of stayed in that comfort zone because you can be like, and he's probably the GOAT of Europe. Like, I mean, it's him or Caroli, really. But it's like, even he didn't have everything to where, like you said, he wouldn't go out of that.
He wouldn't hang it out. Yeah, and that's why Tortelli was able to beat him as well, right? Tortelli and my riding style is kind of similar. Like, frickin', we just hanging it out. And, like, he's all of a sudden, whoa, what the heck's going on here?
But he never had the big crashes like Tortelli had.
True, or me.
Yeah. Like, dude, some of those...
some big ones.
Bro, some of Tortelli's crashes, too, were just wild. Yeah. Like, downhill, just like an explosion went off.
Yeah, for sure.
What were some of the worst ones you had, you reckon? Or not maybe the worst, but like just the biggest like yard sales where you're like, holy shit.
Dude, I've had some big ones. I'll never forget in 97, I was teammates with McGrath at Glen Helen. And,
that's a good place to have a cartwheel.
Well, it wasn't a cartwheel, but it was kind of a cartwheel. It was you come down the big hill and you make a left and whatever. And then they had this big sweeping turn. And I mean, I think I had a really bad start. And I came through the pack from wherever, 10th, 12th, 15th, past MC, got into like third, and I'm just like, flat out. And eventually the back came around and then just pitched me. Boom, and I'm down the track. Anyway, he passes me again. 2 laps later, I fly by him again. And he's like, what the heck? But that was a good one. I didn't get hurt, but it was spectacular. I had another big one in Houston. They had this quad. And again, Supercross was not my forte. And kind of slipped on the face and I ejected like 35 feet in the air.
Man, some of the 90s moto, like Supercross 250 crashes were pretty big.
Yeah, well, like, I have a whole reel. I have a whole reel.
It didn't seem like guys got as hurt then, though.
I don't know.
Do you think?
I felt a lot of pain over the years.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure pain-wise, but like injuries, like really big, bad injuries.
I don't know. I mean, I remember every season, the field at the last Supercross race, there was like 10 guys on the line. Everybody else was hurt.
Yeah, so maybe it really hasn't changed that much.
I don't think so.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.